Everyone loves to overcomplicate things, right? But as Bruce Lee said, he doesn't fear the person who practiced 1,000 kicks one time, but rather the guy that practiced one kick 1,000 times. And even in email marketing, it comes down to the fundamentals. And in this video, I'm breaking down the 4 pillars of email marketing and e-commerce, so you finally stop overcomplicating your backend. By the end, you know what to focus on and how to achieve greatness there. And one tip, pillar number 4 might surprise some of you. So let's jump in. So welcome to this video. I'm going to go through the 4 pillars of email marketing, the only fundamental stuff you need to know so you don't have to overcomplicate things. So without further ado, let's start immediately. So the first thing that usually, brands do not do or do not look into and totally forget about are campaigns. So what do I mean with campaigns and why is it so important? So campaigns are basically a one-time off campaign that you send out to the entire list or to your segments. And it basically works like, I don't know, maybe sometimes there is some time-sensitive stuff, for example, promos, Black Friday stuff, all of that good stuff, product launches, all of that. And this is the one side of the campaigns, which is, time-sensitive. And then you have kind of some evergreen campaigns that you can run. Those are, for example, product-focused emails, basically going through the benefits of your stuff, basically explaining everything when it comes to your products, handling objections, and basically going through some social proof to build trust. And why is it so important to send regular campaigns? And this basically comes down to, I think there's a rule called, rule of 7 or something. It's basically people need multiple touch points to actually trust you and make the purchase. So that's what we're doing with campaigns. You can pretty much view it as kind of a retargeting ad that you're consistently sending out to your list. And if you ever check one of your customer journeys from one of your customers, you can see that those people open and click through a lot of campaigns. And sometimes they see a Black Friday offer, super good, buy one, get one free offer, a product-focused offer, social proof campaigns. And in the end, they buy from a random blog article or something like that. And it literally comes down to this rule that I explained right now, which is basically saying that you need multiple touch points, and that's what we're trying to achieve with the campaigns. We're trying to be on top of the mind of our customers at all times. And that's why we want to consistently send out campaigns, 2 to 3. You can even bump it to 4 and 5 if you want to, split it up between, for example, different segments and stuff like that. But generally speaking, if you send out 2 to 3 campaigns, you're on a good side. And you do not have to overcomplicate it here as well. Like, just consistently send out campaigns. A bad campaign is always better than a campaign that you haven't sent out. So that's why we want to be consistent here. And to be honest, a lot of brands, after running their emails for like 2-3 months, they start to question like, hey, like, haven't we sent this campaign out already? And yeah, we did, but this is not the purpose of campaigns. It's not always to have something new. It's just to be on top of their mind and to show them something, to get them on the page and basically get them into the funnel of email marketing and in general of your brand in total. So that's kind of the angle that you want to go with when it comes to the campaigns. Let's take a look at the second step when it comes to your email marketing pillars, and it's flows. So pretty much like the campaigns that are a one-off send manually, you can also build out a repertoire on flows. And flows are basically automations. So when something happens, I don't know, maybe someone is going into the checkout process, you have an automation for that. This is vital to set up because no one will ever get to great email results to consistently send out all these campaigns. Imagine you sending manually emails to everyone who goes into the checkout process. That would be super, super low leverage, right? So that's why we take this up, use automations to do that. And the typical flows here, and as I said, we are here to not overcomplicate things. The general setup when it comes to the flows are the welcome flow, the abandoned checkout flow, the abandoned cart flow, browser abandonment, post-purchase sequence, customer win back, site abandonment, review requests. Sometimes you can also throw in a replenishment reminder if you have some consumable products. But that's it. Do not overcomplicate it here. Use those flows. I can put together a dedicated video about that at a later stage. But for now, Google your stuff, Google your way through these typical flows, but it's basically self-explanatory, right? Welcome flow if someone signs up, abandoned checkout if someone goes into the checkout, abandoned cart if someone clicks add to cart, browser abandonment if they look at the product, post-purchase after the purchase, customer win back if they haven't purchased after 90 days or something, site abandonment if they go into the site but do not go further, review requests are basically to collect more reviews. The goal here is to perceive people with what they need at the different customer stage. So in abandoned checkout, they might need just a reminder or some social proof to just push them over the edge. The browser abandonment is a little bit less in terms of their traffic warmth. So what we want to do there is they might need some further objection handling. They need to see some alternative items, maybe a discount, something like that. In the post-purchase sequence, on the other hand, we want to remove buying remorse. We want to make the customer journey as good as possible, help them with stuff when it comes to the items, and make it just the best customer experience ever. So as you can see here, the goal is to take a look at the flow and put emails together that help them at the dedicated stage. Welcome flow is something else than, for example, a site abandonment, right? So help them on their each step and automate that so that way you have a coherent system that works in tandem with the campaigns. Because if you actually think about the system of an email marketing system when it comes to your brand, you send out campaigns and those people click through and take a look at the product. So then they get into the browser abandonment, or they go into the button checkout, or. So there are multiple layers of campaigns and flows that tie together here. So this is everything concerning the emails in and of itself. And if you nail down the campaigns, you regularly send stuff, and you build out all the flows with the right strategy and the right copy and the right designs, then there are only 2 levers to pull after that. And pillar number 3, and we're slowly going into the foreshadowing of pillar number 4, which is very, very important. But let's go into email pillar number 3, and it's lead gen. So we want to collect as many new email subscribers as possible, because what will happen if you have a very, very good email setup and you consistently send out campaigns is that you kind of dry out the list if you do not, get new email subscribers in the system. So that's what we're trying with lead gen. We want to get new high quality people onto the list that we can then use in a way for the campaigns as well as the flows. And how do we do that? That's kind of the big question that a lot of brands have in their mind. And it's not sweepstakes. It's not running giveaways or stuff like that. It's actually, or like the biggest lever to pull is having a high converting pop-up offer. And that way, how can you achieve that? First of all, you want to have acquisition nailed in and focus on that so you can actually get quality traffic onto the pop-up form. And then the pop-up form itself, you need to take a look at different things. And the last thing, like the least leverage when it comes to the pop-up form, is actually design. The first one is the offer in and of itself. Like, what is the offer that you give people in exchange for their email? Is it a free shipping, being in touch when something new happens? Why should someone get onto your list? And if you think about it, it actually makes sense, right? If you have a really good offer there, a lot of people put in the email address, and a lot of people will stay there because you have a very well-functioning email setup. So rotate those offers. Those offers can be 10%, 50% off, even 20% off. You need to A/B test that and see if the increase in sign-up rate is actually worth giving up these margins. But 10, 15, 20, you could even do a flat discount. So for example, you have a high AOV store selling products for $300 plus. You actually do $30 off, which in perceived value is higher than 10% off, even though it's kind of the same, but it's capped. So it's basically absolute. So you can do $30 off, and everyone is getting $30 above $300, for example. That way, if they buy something for $600, they still get $30 off, which is 5%. But the perceived value is higher, so the sign-up rate is higher as well. Rotate between those offers. One little tip here is something that you can test is giving a free gift with that purchase. This is very, very powerful when it comes to the pop-up offer, but it also has to make sense for your margins, for your store, for your products, for your customers. So rotate these offers and basically go through and find something that works for you. Test, test, test. One little side note here, adjust the pop-up offer during promo. So for example, I don't know, you have a Labor Day sale that is going 7 days. You do not want to have a generic 10% off pop-up form during that stage. So what you want to do is you want to create a dedicated pop-up form for promos that literally just restates the offer that you're currently running on the page, and then funnel them, get their email address, and send them to a welcome email, which is in theory the campaign that you sent out for the first time so they can get the offer. And that way we're collecting new leads, and we basically show them the offer as well. So that's lead gen. Now let's get into the step 4, which is one of the biggest things actually, and it's no spam. So the last thing that you want to do is collect a lot of emails, send them regular campaigns, send them automations, but no one sees that because you're landing in spam. So that's why no spam, or like deliverability in and of itself, is very, 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 very important, especially during times like Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all those periods. What do you want to do to not land in spam, right? So you need to get out of the spam folder and bring your deliverability up to the sky. And there are multiple things to do that. First of all, dedicated sending domain. That's out of context. I need to take a look at your account specifically, but a dedicated sending domain is basically, so if you're sending through Klaviyo right now, most of the brands use their shared server, which means that you have one server from Klaviyo and a lot of brands using that server. So what happens if one of those people mess up their deliverability is your deliverability is getting impacted as well, right? And that's not something you want to do. So it could be that you're literally landing in spam because of someone else. So what you can do is you can reset those set your reputation by moving to your own server, which is your own website. You still use Klaviyo for sending, but you use your own sender reputation. And if your website is aged, then you basically have a better deliverability than if you would be on Klaviyo. There are multiple tutorials how to do that. I'm not 100% sure whether I have one uploaded, but basically that's the setup. Then you want to set up DKIM, SPF, and DMARC records. Super technical, I won't go into detail there, but that's basically needed to get you up and running. The next thing is list cleaning. So more important than who you are sending to is who you are not sending to. So you do not want to send to people who will most likely not open or do something good when it comes to your emails, because how sender reputation works, it's actually like a scorecard. So the more +1 you get, the better. The less -1 you get, the better. So -1 is, for example, I mark your email as spam, I do not open your emails, your emails are getting bounced. Those things, you don't want to do that. What you want to do is, someone opens your email, someone clicks through, someone replies, someone marks your emails as important, stuff like that. So what we want to do is we want to not send people that are most likely getting bounced or marked email as spam or most likely not open. So what we do is we create 3 dedicated segments that we are not sending to. The first one is actually they opened a dedicated amount of emails. So for example, let's say 15. They got 15 emails, but they never opened a single one. So 15 emails received, 0 emails opened. Will they open the 16th? Probably not. That's why we do not want to send to those people. The second one, all people who marked our email as spam, or the email bounced or the email dropped. We do not want to send to those people. The third one is usually kind of biased because we do not want to spam them. That's list cleaning and segmentation. Back to Heights protocol is basically if you see that you're running into spam, what you can do is you can reduce your engaged segments to, for example, a 30-day engaged segment. So that way you increase your open rates and you're only sending to those. And by increasing your open rates, you actually increase the deliverability on the sender reputation because more people open your stuff. And that's kind of the Back to Heights protocol. I have a dedicated file for that, but I'm not going into too much detail on this video. So these are the 4 key pillars when it comes to your campaigns. Let's do a quick recap. So you want to get as many high quality emails as possible to then send campaigns to and have some automations running. And the last thing you want to do is land in spam, and that's why you follow the no spam protocol to actually make you super profitable, because more people will open your emails because they're in the inbox and do that through the campaigns and the automations that you set up. I hope this video in and of itself was of value to you. Let me know if you have any other question. Wish you a wonderful rest of the day. Talk soon. So if you like this video, make sure to go through the entire channel and lurk around through all the tutorials, case study breakdowns, and strategy videos I uploaded. And if you're a brand that has more than 50K per month, then listen up. Me and the team would love to generate you more than 30% of your revenue on top of what you're currently doing, literally just by optimizing your email and SMS offers. Schedule a call with me, and we're going to have a super casual conversation about e-com and everything like that. And by the end, you'll get a free audit and a free sample campaign. So worst case, you get a tangible step-by-step strategy to accelerate your growth. So schedule a call, and I see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.